So have you ever gone up against a Nobushi? She's wailing away on you at range. Then you finally get that perfect parry off. You follow it up with a guard break and blow! Airball. Super frustrating, right? Don't get too salty because there is a solution. Just immediately follow that parry up with an overhead heavy. The timing is tight though. Normally it's advantageous to try and be calculated with your swings and time them precisely. That's not the case with this one. I find it works best if you just spam that shit. By spam that shit, I mean land the parry, then aim up, then start wailing away on that heavy attack button. And yes, this is a guaranteed connection. If you get a parry and time the top heavy attack correctly, you will be guaranteed to land the overhead swing, which does the most damage out of each isolated Berserker attack. As you can see in each of these clips, this is Monty-War and I in a custom match with me on my Berserker and him playing each class sequentially, starting with the Warden and moving his way down the list. He's doing a right heavy, a top heavy, and then a left heavy. Each time that I land the parry, he is trying to block my top heavy connection. We did it this way to qualify the quote-unquote guaranteed aspect of the top heavy follow-up. We wanted to qualify this because I wasn't entirely convinced that the Berserker top heavy parry follow-up was 100% guaranteed, because at times I've done it and it's been blocked. However, after doing these tests, I can safely say that my timing was just off in those instances, because while testing the crap out of this thing, Monty-War was never able to block it, not once, with any character. As you can also see in the clip versus the Lawbringer, we also tested the Berserker parry to guard break versus each character. We did this to verify which characters the Berserker can and cannot get a guaranteed parry to guard break connection against. For the sake of making this a lightweight video, we didn't include all of those clips, and only included clips versus characters which the Berserker cannot get a guaranteed parry to guard break connection against. This information is already out there on stuff like Reddit, but these characters are Lawbringer, Valkyrie, Kensei, and Nobushi. And yes, Kensei is the odd man out here since it's all hybrids and him as the Lone Ranger samurai guy. In this Warlord clip, we captured and added both perspectives picture in picture, synced them up, and slowed down the Berserker guaranteed overhead swing. If any character is going to block this thing, it's Warlord or Conqueror. As you can see, with it slowed way down, Monty as the Warlord is definitely blocking up, and this without a doubt proves that it is a guaranteed connection if timed right. With Berserker going up next against Valkyrie and Kensei, you can see that parry to guard break is not always guaranteed against them. It's worth mentioning that we phrase this as not always guaranteed because you can still land a parry to guard break against any character, including Lawbringer, Valkyrie, Kensei, and Nobushi. It just depends on how far away you are from them when you land the parry. For example, this makes it really difficult against Nobushi, who has extra long range, but less so against Kensei. It's also worth pointing out that the scope of this video and our testing is all when parrying heavy attacks. This will differ against light attacks. A good example is if you parry one of Valkyrie's lights. Granted, they are very difficult to parry because her lights are stupid fast, but if you do manage to, then you can normally get a guard break. Remember, against any class, when you do get a guard break with the Berserker, then only the left and right side heavies are guaranteed. I have a bad habit myself, which is slowly breaking, of accidentally doing an overhead heavy after a guard break. As mentioned earlier, the Berserker top heavy does do the most damage out of his individual swings, which means you might ask, why not just always do the guaranteed top heavy after a parry? These short closing clips will help show why that is not always necessarily your best option. For example, if they're near a wall or an object, then the Berserker throw does do some damage. and then the typical stun. And you will still get a guaranteed top heavy, meaning all combined for more damage than just parry to top heavy. As of patch 1.06, if they are out of stam and if you time it right, then you can throw them down, then get a side heavy followed by a guaranteed top heavy for the highest damage punish in the game. All that said, I think the best argument against parry to top heavy is that you won't be able to chain it into any significant feint mix-ups. Either way, we hope you enjoyed this quick guide and found it helpful. We're a new channel, so we'd really appreciate it if you hit those like, subscribe, and share buttons. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Don't. He'll kill you like a small dog. Let your anger be as a monkey in a piñata, hiding with the candy, hoping the kids don't break through with the stick.